Margaret, and I just got back from a fabulous trip and came home to a gorgeous Mississippi. This weather is tremendous. But anyway, on my trip, where I took my handy dandy travel bag that I did a review on, got this from Joann's a while back, and I did a review on this not too long ago as far as a carry-on goes for the plane. And so I will link that in case any of you are interested in it. And remember to use your 40% off or 50% off coupon if you choose to get one. But I did do a little crocheting. Now, I had planned to do a lot of crocheting because this was a very, very relaxing trip. Bear with me and look at these pictures. I'm going to get to the yarn in a minute. And of course there's horses, which made me really happy. They even had a mini. And I got my husband on a horse for the first time since he was 8 years old. And these are llamas that are out there protecting the sheep. And there's some of the beautiful sheep. So there were these sheep there. And I, of course, wanted to know what they did when they sheared the sheep, but nobody knew. Nobody could give me an answer. This place was renowned for its food. It's a real gourmet dining experience type thing. Emerald was there just the week before we were there. And it was outstanding. I'm going to have to tell you that. But they used the sheep's milk to make their special cheeses right there on the property. And that's all you heard about. And so I would ask, well, what do they do with the wool when they shear the sheep? And everybody would stare at me blankly. So I assume it was sold locally or whatever. Because this was everything about this place was very local. They had this massive garden and all the vegetables, well, not all, because they serve a lot of people, but I would imagine a lot of those vegetables were used in the preparation. I mean, you could just taste how fresh this stuff was. It was outstanding. But nobody knew what they did with the sheep when they sheared them. I mean, the shearings of the sheep. So, but anyway, that was interesting. Now, in my last video, I showed you that huge yarn haul that I got that was quite a blessing for me, but it had a sad story because the lady was going to a nursing home. And several of my brilliant and very considerate viewers mentioned, it was Danielle and Cynthia, I Am She, and Zelda, and Rivera. Maria Rivera. Isn't that a gorgeous name? Maria Rivera. Well, anyway, those people all had the same brilliant idea, which never once occurred to me, I might add, that I take some of her yarn and make her a lap gun. And Danielle even pointed out, take the squares that she had already done and work those into it. Though, since I'm not very good with color and the colors weren't all coordinated, I'm not quite sure how to do that. So right now I am thinking only of using that ivory yarn that I had so much of and making her a nice neutral colored granny Afghan. So that's what I was working on in the airport. Now I've made 2 of these. It's called the Fisherman's Ring Granny Square. And I have to tell you, I didn't follow it exactly because there are pieces and parts of it that I just wasn't getting. But I think it came out really well. Obviously my ends are not sewn in. And it also gave me my very first taste of cabling. That's basically what this is, all around these raised parts. It's it's cabling. So I was excited to give that a go and do it successfully, I might add. I'm very proud of myself. Pat, pat, pat on back. So I managed to get 2 of those done. And I want to point out another good thing about crocheting while you're traveling or knitting or whatever. You never have to put it away. So when they say put up all your electronic devices, well, I have to put up my iPad because I use the Kindle app to read on. Or if I'm listening to something, you know, I have to put that up, whatever. But you never have to put your crochet up. And you know that infinite amount of time when you pull up to the gate and everybody's ready to get out, but they don't open the doors and you're just sitting there? No problem. You just keep on going and then just drop it in your handy dandy travel bag when you're ready to go. So yeah, traveling, crochet goes together really well. This week I've got to I have to finish my orders up. I have to send off the LSU hat, which I did not do before I left, and I have to finish up the minions and get those shipped out, and I have to ship Yolanda Soto Lopez's scarves that I made. And remember, she's still in need of hats and scarves for older people. And I think she said, I read this on her Facebook page, I think she specifically asked for male, the more masculine type colors, so maybe not, you know, light pink with fluffy bunnies on it or anything like that. So we might want to check her Facebook page to see exactly what she wants. But that would be really great if you could help her out. She's serving 2 orphanages in Mexico. So that's a very worthy cause. And I want to throw one more thing out while we're talking about Yolanda. She had a really bad experience recently where she went into a craft store of some sort and they were giving lessons. The crochet instructor, someone had recognized her and asked for a card because Yolanda does the tutorials. And the instructor was highly offended, as if Yolanda was there to take away her customers or something, and asked her to leave. My philosophy with all of this is there's plenty to go around. There are times when you might want to go sit in a class and pay, and then there's times when you don't. And those of us who share the love of yarn are so grateful and value so much those people who take their time to teach us these things. For example, Clare, Bob Wilson 123 was the person who literally taught me how to crochet. I didn't even know the first thing, and I had stumbled on hers first. I had no idea that there was this big wide world of yarn-loving people on YouTube. And it was so easy to learn that way. So I think there's a place for everything and everybody. So let's try not to step on each other's toes. You lady from the craft store.